Hey everyone, this is Fatal Hacker AJ Raven, and I'm back with my recap and review of Pose season number 2, episode number 4, which is titled Never Felt a Love Like This Before. And y'all, this episode, it ended up like putting a whole lot of people in a tizzy on social media. People were not happy with the events that transpired. However, some of the people understood it. But yeah, it's directed by Ryan Murphy. It was a very emotionally heavy episode. So coming back to it, it opens up with a ballroom scene and everyone is voguing. Madonna's song apparently ended up being number one for 2 consecutive weeks, and a lot of people are being introduced to Vogue. However, tells everyone that it's their culture and they need to freshen it up a bit. And things change to a more manly type of dancing, and this character ends up doing this hip hop style stuff, and he ends up spinning on his head and everyone is going crazy about it. And then all of a sudden Candy appears with this weird outfit, and she is like paying tribute to Madonna with her clothes. And Pray Tell isn't yeah, he isn't happy about it. He doesn't want anything to do with Candy, and he asks Candy what's she up to, and Candy is like, "Pray tell, why are you always hard on me? Let me perform. I'm a person. I have something to offer to this community, to this dance floor." And Pray tell is like, "You know what, girl? Just perform whatever you want." And she does. However, it ended up giving her very low scores, even a 0 from the judges. And Candy isn't happy about it. And Candy ends up giving this spiel about how every individual matters and that she's somebody. And one day, Pray Tell will see the value of her as well. And Pray Tell like tells Candy that he does know who she is, but dancing is just not her forte. She can snatch trophies in the face category, but yeah, dancing is something that Candy should like walk away from. So they're at the hospital and they are meeting the doctor, one of their friends, and one of the nurses ends up greeting them with her Vogue moves. Again, due to Madonna, Vogue has gone mainstream. However, the community that it's supposed to represent isn't getting a lot of respect out of it. So they meet the doctor and they're laughing, and they're also planning the new AIDS annual singing event or whatnot. However, the doctor is like, "No, we are going to talk about your T cells, pray tell. They are dropping. Ever since Blanca started taking ACT, her T cell count has has like increased, but yours has gone down. And I know that you want to heal yourself because Blanca told me that you are taking a more holistic approach, eating like 100 pound of butter or 1 pound of butter. I'm not really sure, but it's gross. And he needs to get on medicine." And we get this flashback about Praytel cooking this stuff along with his friends at Blanca's house because the stove wasn't working. And Praytel is upset about it. That it wasn't Blanca's right to spill what he was doing and all of that stuff. And Prater is like, "I'm not getting into medicine. I'm not putting this poison inside my body." And Blanca tells Prater that he needs to understand where they're coming from because his friends want more time with him. And Prater is like, "Nah, I'm out." So he ends up meeting the rest of the MCs who are like master of ceremonies of ballrooms, and they are working about what to do and how they want more people to donate so that they can buy trophies. And then the conversation shifts to how these voguing clubs with white queer people, they have started lip syncing, and Pretel is like, "No, that's not what we do. Lip syncing isn't a talent," and all of that stuff. And yeah, and Candy has been listening to Pretel and the rest of the people, and she comes in and she tells Pretel that no, lip syncing is something that they need to do, and if they do it, then she'll kill the dance floor basically. And apparently there's these agents who are looking for awesome voguing talent, and Candy wants Praytel to help her by adding the lip sync category, and Praytel is like, "Nope." And that makes Candy angry, and she ends up pulling the knife on Praytel, and Praytel is like, "What you gonna do, stab me? Do it." And Candy just walks away. Okay, so it's the next ball, and the ball is like the sci-fi team, and everyone is wearing these weird clothes. And however, Angel is worried. She goes to Blanca. She tells Blanca that she needs help. So these two go to Lulu, and apparently Lulu hasn't heard from Candy for the past few days, and she tells Blanca that Lulu has been like, yeah, she's being a harlot and all of that, and the motel that she chooses is quite dangerous. And Lulu is like, Blanca, will you come with me? I'm afraid to go there alone. So Blanca and Lulu go to the motel, and they ask the receptionist or the manager whether or not he has seen Candy, and he just ignores them because he's like, a lot of people come and go. I can't really keep track of everyone. So Blanca asked the manager to keep her number and a picture of Candy, and if anything comes up, she wants him to call him. So Blanca and the rest of the people are actually eating White Castle, I believe, and they have these prints about missing person print with Candy Ferocity, black female, 5'6" 125 pounds, black hair, and they are like planning about who should go and search what area. And Papi is on phone duty, and yeah, the phone does ring, and Papi is like, Blanca, it's for you. Blanca picks it up, and you know that it's just bad news. So Lulu comes in, and Lulu is like, Blanca, you need to tell me what happened. And Blanca is like, let's wait for Electra to come here. And Lulu is like, no, I need you to tell me right now. And Blanca tells Lulu that Candy's dead. And I was like, what? You all killed Candy? I mean, even though she was like a supporting character, I still liked her. But yeah, Electra's here, and then Blanca tells them what the manager on the phone told them. So apparently, when the housekeeper went to clean up the room that Candy was staying in with her client, she ended up finding Candy's dead body in the closet, and it was a yeah, it was just bad. It was just bad. So everyone is devastated, and Angel is angry, and she is like, 11 women, trans women have been killed only in this year. And I'm like, isn't that a real statistic? I think 11 women have died, 11 trans women have died in 2019 alone. And yeah, it was just bad. It resembled real life way too much. So, in order to get Candy's body, because her parents aren't really owning it, they get the help from the doctor, and there's this speech about the person who's in charge of the bodies being queer himself, and that yeah, because they aren't blood relatives, they can't claim Candy's body, and they want help. And of course, he does help, and they end up having the ceremony at New York Mortuary Service, which I think is a real life place. And this was actually a mortuary in New York that did like do ceremonies for the queer community. So everyone is at the funeral house. Everyone is remembering Candy, and yeah, apparently after the embalming process, Candy doesn't look good. And this was a little comedic, dark comedy scene where everyone took out their makeup brushes and ended up making Candy look better for the funeral. And Angel is like, I tried contacting Candy's parents, but they aren't coming. And she's just devastated because Candy was her friend, or yeah, a sister, a very close sister, and she wanted her parents to be there. So Pretel gets up, and he ends up giving a speech about how Candy was a great contribution to their community, and she had spirit and all of that. And I'm like, Pretel, you couldn't say that when Candy was alive. You had to say that when she's dead. And yeah, so everyone is remembering, and Pretel closes his eyes. And this is where the episode lost me for a moment, because now everyone is going to have a conversation with Candy's ghost. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not a fan of that, because I would rather that Pretel and the rest of the people were kinder to Candy when she was alive. Because Pretel went hard for Candy. Like, he went after her hard. Anyway, apparently her ghost ends up forgiving Pretel, and Pretel is like, I was hard on you because you were the embodiment of everything I tried to hide in myself. You were very femme. You were true to yourself, and it was something that I was hiding, and that's why I was kind of jealous of who you were. And Candy is like, I forgive you. Again, ghosts can't forgive you. So then we have Angel's turn, and Candy is like, let this be a reminder that you shouldn't put your life at risk for some quick money, and you should concentrate on your modeling job. Candy walks out to get a breath of fresh air, and she notices Lulu outside. And then there's a conversation where not Candy walks out, Angel walks out. My bad. So yeah, Angel tells Lulu that she should say goodbye to Candy because even though she can't find the strength right now, tomorrow she's going to feel a lot of regret that she didn't say goodbye to Candy. So Lulu agrees. However, while all of this is happening, the doctor and Blanca are having a conversation about how to get Raytel on AZT. And yeah, Electra is like, you all need to shush. This is a funeral. So Lulu comes in and she begins crying over Candy's body, but then she notices that Candy has stole her brooch, her hat, the gloves, and she ends up pulling all of that stuff off Candy's dead body. And the rest of the people come in, and yeah, Lulu is grieving. She goes outside, have a smoke, and now it's Lulu's turn to talk to Candy's ghost. And they're like, yeah, our relationship wasn't perfect. Lulu was always in Candy's shadow, but they were friends. They had good times and they had bad times. And Lulu is going to miss Candy. As far as Blanca is concerned, it just showed Blanca and Candy's ghost humming a tune together. So Electra tells Blanca that there's this old couple and they're eating the refreshments and she wants Blanca to shush them away. And Blanca goes to meet them and it turns out that it's Candy's parents who aren't really okay with using the pronouns that Candy preferred. But anyway, Blanca is like, Candy was a beloved member of the community and you should go and pay respects to her. And they do. And now it's Candy's mother's turn to talk to her daughter's ghost. And yeah, it was a heavy conversation about how her mother couldn't see her before, but now she does. And it's late, but at least she accepts Candy for who she is. And then there's a conversation with her father and how her father built a dollhouse for Candy, and Candy felt seen. And yeah, it was emotional. But again, having people talk to a dead person's ghost, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. So Pray Tell and the rest of the MCs get on stage and they then declare or announce that in honor of Candy, they are going to have a lip sync category in the upcoming ball and in every other ball coming up. So now lip syncing has been introduced to their balls, which again, okay, whatever. So everyone takes out their lighters to pay their respect to Candy, and I'm like, that's a lot of smokers in this funeral house. So apparently, Candy going to heaven was her going to the ball and giving her awesome lip sync performance to never felt this love, this type of love before, and it's amazing. Angelica Ross looks stunning in the entire sequence, and it's just her swan song. And yeah, she's dead now. So everyone is mourning Candy, but they can't let Candy's memory go to waste. They can't forget her. And then the conversation steps to a lighter note about Lamar's wig. And the episode ends with Blanca and Praytel cleaning dishes. And Praytel is like, you need to keep the kids in the house, and they have to help you clean the dishes before they go out. And Blanca is like, it's been a tough week. They deserve to be young and live life. And Praytel is like, I want to live life too. And he decides to take ACT and he wants to live more. He wants to make more memories. And both Blanca and Praytel end up taking AZT, and the episode ends with a card about everyone having rights and how many of us have to die before the community recognizes that we are not expendable, by Octavia Saint Laurent, 1964 to 2009. So this episode, I did enjoy it. It was very emotional. I get what the writers were going for, especially because as far as we are concerned, we do think that Candy had a whole life ahead of her. But that's the bitter truth, that a lot of trans women who have been murdered like this, they had their entire life in front of them and their life was just snuffed out by some murderer out there who's just a horrible person, and who couldn't understand his own feelings, his own. Yeah, it was a very emotionally heavy episode, even though I didn't like the ghost stuff. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought down in the comment section below. And as far as Angelica Ross is concerned, even though she has been written out of this show, she will be appearing in Ryan Murphy's upcoming American Horror Story 1984. So that will be interesting to see. Yeah, let me know what you guys thought. And until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.